West Coast hip hop is definitely in its bag as of late. Whether we are talking about that Kendrick victory or just recent projects that have dropped lately from West Coast artists, it just feels like the West Coast is having a bit of a moment right now. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mob. If you are rocking with this content, go ahead and smash that like button up for your boy, as well as subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But today, I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new Dogg Pound album entitled W.A.W.G. We got the classic West Coast duo of Daz Dillinger and Kurupt. The Kingpin is back with their first album since DPG for Life back in 2021. Now, some of the Dogg Pound albums over the years have been hit or miss, to keep it a buck, but Dog Food from 95, that has managed to be one of my favorite death row releases of all time. But now, after all these years, they are back on death row to restore the feeling. Well, as close to restoring it as one possibly could. Getting right into this project, W.A.W.G, it contains 14 songs lasting approximately 47 minutes. Now, there was a sizable amount of the production handled by Mike and Keys, but some old school vets contributed, like Rick Rock, Jelly Roll, Battlecat, Superfly, and DJ Premier. With that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with that track by track breakdown. The opener is just an intro with Snoop doing some slick talk over a really dreamy Mike and Keys instrumental that was ultra player and chill and just set that Macish vibe. But the first actual song, Smoke Up, is a banger, straight up and down. It has this bass thumping Rick Ross production, this unmistakably G-Funk. Snoop, Daz, and Kurupt are coming out swinging, letting everyone know that the DPG didn't break up, and Snoop on the hook was on point. So yeah, as a whole, this was a punchy opening track and one of the standouts from the album. Track 3, We All We Got, features the East Siders over a slow rolling instrumental from Jelly Roll, and it has that definitive left coast flavor, and Trey D sounded as crisp as ever, like he hasn't lost a step in the slightest. Altogether, it is a smooth, sea-walking anthem, just dripping in that nostalgia, and it's hard to hate on. Track 4, I'm a Dog, produced by the legendary Battlecat, is another high point. Here we get this space-age G-Funk beat with a crunchy bass line and some of that vocoder. Yeah, it really doesn't get any more Dogg Pound sounding than this track. Battlecat was in his bag production-wise, and Daz and Kurupt did their thing. I do kind of wish Battlecat could have been included a little bit more on this album, though. Things then wind down a little bit for the next song, Need Some Space, produced by Mike and Keys, who offer more of the chill contemporary vibes. We get Blast on the hook, which instantly is gonna make the track feel more modern. Yeah, as a whole, this song was smooth and polished, but I don't view it as a favorite. It's not bad though. What follows is the Crippin' anthem, Favorite Color Blue, which has a super fun Rick Rock instrumental that is guaranteed to snap your neck. Like, it sounds current but old school at the same time. It is a dope track where these two vets sound right at home. It's a track that will put you in a good mood for sure. Next is Inside of Her, featuring Butch Cassidy, and it's one of my least liked. All right, so while the wavy beat from Mike and Keys is smooth, this song overall was a bit of a snooze fest, and Butch Cassidy was singing close to like 2 minutes before we got any rapping. And it's no shade to Butch Cassidy, but I'm probably unlikely to revisit this one. However, the subsequent song, House Party, this has the best Mike and Keys instrumental on a project. There's something about this wavy party anthem that reminds me a bit of some of the tracks from that Dillinger and Young Gotti Dogg Pound album for some reason. But here, Daz, Snoop, and Kurupt, they are painting a picture of a house party in LA where the dominoes are in the front and the spade games are in the back. Yeah, it's a real vibe that should be perfect for those late summer nights. Following this is After Hours featuring DaBaby, and it feels like a real polished single. The Mike and Keys beat, it's warm, it's syrupy and sunny. You get the vocoder as well. Now, I'm not sure why DaBaby was chosen as a feature, uh, but, there's nothing super interesting about this track. It was a safe single with that clean, contemporary West Coast vibe. Right after is LA Kinda Love, and it's a record that I feel some fans will instantly love, but I'm kind of on the fence with it. We do get this lush electronic beat from Rick Rock and Kurupt rapping in that 80s slow flow. Sure, this one is breezy and feel good, but it also felt a little dated in my opinion. It does capture a vibe, I'm going to give it that. The following song, Grown Up, is a deeper record where they are giving some thoughtful grown man talk about just growing up and not being able to run the streets like they did as kids or young men. So I did enjoy seeing them in this mature bag, doing that OG talk. And Snoop showed off his knack for harmonizing as well. Yeah, this one was for the LBC. Track 12, The Weeknd, is another laid-back relationship record, but it's got a plush beat from Superfly that worked and some soothing crooning from Jane Hancock and October London. And it does find Daz and Kurupt on their lovey-dovey tip, but it's smooth, so I have no real complaints. Second and last song, always on my mind, is a heartfelt dedication to those who have passed on. We get a slower, somber Mike and Keys instrumental that was dope, and these two are getting introspective and giving the flowers to the dead. So it was a thoughtful and soulful way to begin to wrap things up. But we officially close out this album with the boom bap slapper, Who the Hardest. And this is a hard-hitting posse cut with the original members of the DPGC over a very dependable DJ Premier beat. Lady of Rage was the MVP for sure here. She sounded as great as she did on her debut album. Yeah, I can't really say enough good things about Rage's performance. She spazzed and forced others to step it up pen-wise, especially Kurupt, because I feel he did tone it down a bit on this album. But here, Kurupt was doing his imaginative, lyrical miracle bars that the fans love. So everyone did their thing on this particular record, but if I had to rank performances, Lady of Rage had the best, followed by Kurupt, then Snoop, followed by Daz, and then I have RBX last. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of a strong 3.5 to 4 mics. Really, I can't see this going any lower than a 3.5. I think this is a fun and laid back listen that is just oozing in nostalgia, but they did make it a point to blend in some contemporary West Coast sounds as well, thanks to Mike and Keys. Now, while I necessarily didn't love all the Mike and Keys instrumentals as much as some of the other producers, their inclusion was important, to make the sonics here a little more relevant for 2024. Vocally, Kurupt's voice didn't sound as hoarse as it did on that Four Horsemen project, as well as some other recent features, so I was grateful for that. At the end of the day, this was a strong return album for the OGs, and you had a decent variety of sounds here. You had the distinct G-Funk bangers, the relationship tracks, the wavy ones, the introspective moments, as well as that boom bap banger at the end. So they covered a lot of bases. Although a couple of the R&B tracks are likely to have the least amount of replay value for me. But let me know in the comment section if you feel this is their third best album. This is assuming that we all agree Dog Food is their best, followed by Dillinger and Young Gotti as their second. Let me know. My favorite tracks include Smoke Up, We All We Got, I'm a Dog, Favorite Color Blue, House Party, Growing Up, Always on My Mind, and Who the Hardest. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Mob. I'm signing out, but as always, it's peace and blessings. The Dogg Pound, W.A.G, We All We Got. One.